And welcome everyone to the Risk Management Summer Tournament Grand Finals. We're starting out here in this best of 5 series with the first map here on Newkirk District. This is the version that does not have a giant wolf here, so this is the original Newkirk District. And the contestants that made it all the way to the Grand Finals of this tournament, we have down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player, Lougarou. So, about Lougarou, he's actually historically been a Protoss player, so very recently he made the switch to Zerg. You may have seen him in the SC2 for Life Silver and Bronze League tournament. He made his way into the semifinals of that tournament, doing quite well for himself. And here, switching things up a little bit and learning the Zerg race, and making it to the finals of this. So this is actually the first time I will have ever seen Lougarou play Zerg. So pretty excited to see how this works out. His opponent, in the blue trunks, in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, is his opponent, the blue Terran player, Cricket. Cricket was also present in the SC2 for Life Silver and Bronze League tournament. He also made his way, actually, roughly to the same exact place in the tournament, but that tournament was a best-of-1 tournament with the losers bracket, whereas this is double elimination, but also best-of-3 for the other games, but best-of-5 here for the grand finals. So here, with best-of-1s, it's a little bit hard to say, this player is definitely better than the other. Simply because so many things can happen. Even the best players in Starcraft 2 have 60-70% win rates at most. Saw a funny picture of Flash on the internet the other day, and it was a little thing, kind of like a meme, and it said, win rate is 65%? Yeah, I was in a slump once too. Flash is a very good Starcraft 2 player. He actually was crowned King of Brood War as well. So something to note. So scouting, it looks like both players lose their scouting workers. From Lougarou, it looks like we had a pool hatch. No gases yet, so still going to have slow lings. Ooh, and an evolution chamber before gas. Interesting choice. So generally, evolution chambers need gas to be able to do anything other than allow you to build something like a spore crawler. So everything else I think that comes out of an evolution chamber needs the gas. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all to see these gases being taken. And it looks like here, Cricket, he's going with a 2 racks, never mind, 3 racks opening with a late gas. Looks like he's wanting to be very aggressive here. So the scouting information that Lougarou got does not tell much about what was here. He did see those 2 racks, so I do believe he should be preparing for some amount of aggression. We do see 7 more drones coming up. Yeah, it looks like Lougarou was feeling that there could be a Banshee on the way. At this point in time, it's hard to have a Banshee out with only... usually if you're going to see a 1-1-1, it's going to be without this many barracks. So we do have a... Oh, does he see it? Does he see it? He can, in fact, see the bunker going down. He's got the queens coming into position. It looks like the bunker will in fact go down. 2 Marines should not be able to take down this queen. And but if that bunker gets completed, and now that's so much more annoying to deal with. Good choice moving those lings back there. He wants to really focus down the SCV. He needs to take down the SCV. Smartly pulling back the injured queen. But now everything here is focus firing that single queen. He really needs to commit or do nothing. And the Zerglings here going and throwing themselves at the bunker, but it will be simply repaired, so not exactly ideal here. He needs to coordinate that attack. But looks like the aggression here from Cricket's not about to stop. We have additional reinforcements coming across the map. And both queens do get taken down. It looks like Lougarou's a little bit flustered with this early aggression. On the other hand, we do see 18 more lings coming down, and a roach warren. There has been no speed research, so we're still just dealing with slow lings. A really annoying number of Marines. This is actually becoming enough of a threat that this hatchery could actually go down, because with a low number of Marines, it's not really a big deal It takes too long for them to kill anything, but with this number, ooh, on the other hand, he should be able to get a good surround. Without that speed, though, he's not able to get the full surround on that, on all the Marines before they get back into the bunker, but it looks like this will, in fact, take out all of these. So forced out a lot of good units from Lougarou, but it looks like it's just barely enough to take care of all of it, as at this point in time, I do believe Cricket should return home, seeing the number of units that are on the map from Lougarou. However, let's see, 5 Marines and an SCV. This aggression could actually continue. There was another round of drones produced after this. 2 more Queens, getting up and going. Okay, and with the Roaches on their way, he would be completely safe from this. Although I would not be surprised to see Cricket try this again. Throw down a bunker, maybe out here, maybe something like that, and really be annoying, as the creep spread is not preventing it yet. But it looks like we do have a spine crawler on its way. But looking back in the main base of Cricket, we actually have a lot going on. So we have an additional barracks and a factory. Pro tip, if you're macroing as hard as you absolutely can, you can't support all of this on one base. But that's why the expansion's going down. So looking back at the attack again, looks like we're going to have some micro. Now the spine crawler is done. That should allow him to defend this pretty well. All of the lings, though, do go down. He really wants to. So Cricket wants to engage over here. Doesn't want to get on creep, doesn't want to get surrounded, and wants to keep kiting. Lougarou wants to fight right here. Spinecrawler can attack, and he can have the speed advantage on creep. So 6 more Roaches coming out, and with that number of Roaches, it should be pretty easy to take this out. Yeah, they're doing this little dance here. He needs to be careful not to lose these Queens, as the Queens are really important to the macro of his overall gameplay, because remember, Queens are not just they're not just defensive units. Without Queens, you need to have way more hatcheries, so then you can have enough larvae to go ahead and take care of your opponent. Because remember, larva management is another big part of playing Zerg. And that's actually something really interesting to talk about. Zerglings, for instance, are a very interesting unit. They are very low in cost in minerals, but they cost lots of larvae. So generally, like, they're actually quite effective. Okay, engagement here, it looks like without speed. Ooh, Cricket's deciding to stay and attack without speed. Those Roaches, actually, he could have just ran from those, but instead it looks like he decided to slug it out, and now he could be under the gun. And it looks like he feels very much the same. We do have a lot of tech labs, which means Marauder production. So Marauders against Roaches, everyone should know that that's really painful. We do see Roach Burrow coming out from Lougarou. Nibbling should be cheering for this. Roach Burrow is one of his favorite things, as Roaches do regen at 5 health per second while burrowed. Which, really what that means, they have so much hit points that you can actually burrow them, and when they, in, 7 or 8 seconds, you have full health units again. So as long as you're microing them correctly and not losing them, you can repair them, or the Zerg version of repair. Good job here from Cricket, keeping tabs on his opponent, but the real story is that Lougarou now is starting to catch up and surpass his opponent in the worker count. I also do want to point out for everyone, this is still Wings of Liberty, so that's why we don't see anything crazy going on. For instance, there's the we don't see any Widow Mines or Hellbats, which is something you traditionally see at around this point in time in the game, actually a little bit earlier. Still speed from Roaches, not entirely done, and I do think that Lougarou will wait for that to finish before he goes ahead and attacks. And another interesting choice here is he's going for melee damage and no carapace. So with the number of Roaches, it kind of implies that he's not wanting to stick on Roaches this whole time. Otherwise, if he was sticking with ranged units like Roach Hydra, he'd probably be upgrading the ranged attack. We do see finally the first starport going down for Cricket. I really do sincerely hope that Cricket was building this turret before Observer. This is not an Observer. It's a Zerg Observer called an Overlord. The Overlord was floating past. Something that's really quite heartwarming is when you play with someone who's very new. They see an Overlord float right over their base, and they go and build a turret under it to kill it. So they see the Overlord floating in from the side, and it's worth a lot of giggles, because then you have a turret in the middle of nowhere. and it kind of hurts everyone. Let's see, taking stock of the situation, interesting wall off here. This is a wall off, and then this is like a almost secondary wall off. Interesting thing there. Looking at the worker count, we do still see that Lougarou is ahead, but now he's not up by one more base, which could actually cause a good problem. Looks like this Overlord's gonna get caught. He's trying to find a safe place. Looks like he's made it for now. The Roaches here are feeling ready for a counterattack. We do see Roach attack on its way. We do see additional Roaches, so this is going to be a committed attack. He's falling back. Wants to wait for those additional 9 Roaches before it goes ahead and commits. There's just so many Marauders here. Good job on the creep spread. He's getting that up and going. Relatively low-ish energy on the Queens. Gonna see, he does have the Queens hotkeyed. Awesome. I love to see that happen. The Infestation Pit is down. There's no Infestors in the army composition as of yet. So, interested to see what he's going to do with that. He does have a decent amount of gas stacked up. He could also transition into Muta, but for me this looks like he's wanting to go Infestors. The double Evo chambers. He does have all of his gases now up and running. And at this point, actually, Lougarou really badly needs to expand. He needs to stay up on his opponent. And the Roach is moving out against an entirely Marauder force. This should be very one-sided, especially with the kiting. Although, I don't think there's a concussive shell. Yes, there is. Concussive shell is there. Ooh, good job splitting. Trying to get a nice big concave. Starcraft is a game of positioning and of strategy, and of how well you can micromanage things and multitask. The worker count is still pretty even. It's still really low, actually. 16 minutes in the game. Pros generally have somewhere around 80. So both of these players sacrificing a little bit of economy, trying to go ahead and get the sucker punch. But so far, it's a little bit of an impasse. Neither player really wanting to commit to an attack that they don't feel like they can fully win, and I'm actually very much behind that type of logic. I just want to see Lougarou take this base here, and I want to see some additional macro coming out from Cricket. Lougarou is actually very broke because that low worker count. Cricket he's actually got enough production facilities, they're just not all always doing something. So instead it looks like, Ghost Academy and an armory, so it looks like we'll see Thors and Ghosts. It looks like he's anticipating perhaps the Infestors. No, they do not have the upgrade. Sad day. Pathogen Glands allows you to spawn your Infestors with enough energy to actually cast Fungal Growth immediately, and that's a big deal. We do see the Siege Mode research siege tanks on their way in. This creep spread here is actually going to be something that's going to be a big problem. It's getting to be pretty decent, and once you're on creep, it's very scary to engage. But with so many armored units and so much anti-armored firepower, these Roaches are going to be taken down very quickly. And burrowing the Infestors. He needs to keep throwing down those Fungal Growths. Fungal Growth. Okay, gets down 1 or 2 good Fungals, but the DPS is just not there, and the magic healing bus goes ahead and takes all of that out. The reinforcements are all Roaches. I feel like a whole bunch of influx of Lings would actually do magic right now, but it looks like Lougarou is committed, and it looks like Cricket has gone ahead and is just about ready to break Lougarou at this point in time. So Newkirk District, very big map, and it looks like with the action starting out very early in the game, the Cricket is able to maintain that aggression. And it looks like he's going to be able to knock Lougarou down 0-1 in this first game of the Risk Management Summer Tournament Grand Finals. The battle started so quickly, all the action started so quickly in this map, I didn't get to say how I know all of these people. This game and the set of games came to me because these are all old friends I have from working on campus. Had a student job, got my supervisor, Lougarou, into playing Starcraft, and actually got most of the rest of the department to play as well, getting to play during lunchtimes in the summertime. It was excellent, and I'm really happy to see that they've continued to play, but it looks like Lougarou throwing down the GG. The game was actually relatively close when you look at army size, army values, and I feel like in this particular game, Lougarou ended up losing the game as his army composition was not ideal. His engagements are okay, although the Infestor micro could have used a little bit of work. A few of them died before they even got to fungal. And if the fungals had gone down earlier and blanketed everything in that engagement, it could have ended a little differently. So remember, best of 5 though. We'll see what happens. Cricket goes up 1-0 early, and we'll see where he takes the series after this. Thanks again, and we'll be back in a moment.